and welcome back to my channel. As always, I am Matt from Cleveland Sex Therapy. I'm a licensed clinical therapist and certified sex therapist. I thought I would do one more video in my series on sex therapy. So in this final part, I'm going to talk to you more about why people seek out a sex therapist and when you know when it's your turn to find one. So let's dive in. One of the main and most common reasons why an individual would seek out a sex therapist is because they are experiencing a sexual dysfunction. What follows is a list of potential sexual disorders: delayed ejaculation, erectile disorder, female orgasmic disorder, female sexual interest arousal disorder, genitopelvic pain penetration disorder, male hypoactive sexual desire disorder, premature or early ejaculation, and what we would call paraphilic disorders. So voyeuristic, exhibitionist, voyeuristic, sexual masochism, sexual sadism, pedophilic, fetishistic, and transvestic. If you are experiencing any of these sexual disorders or dysfunctions, reach out to a sex therapist because they are trained above anybody else in helping you deal with these issues. But let me touch on a few. First, and a pretty common one that shows up in my office, is erectile disorder. And this is when a penis fails to attain or maintain an erection during a sexual encounter. And the main thing here is that it causes significant distress for the individual. This next one is also pretty common, right? Genitopelvic pain or penetration disorder can happen frequently with vulva owners. And this is pain upon entry or during penetrative sex. Usually the pain is pretty sharp and can be described as the vaginal walls not wanting to open up. Lastly, premature ejaculation is another pretty common one. For a lot of sex therapists, these sexual dysfunctions should not be considered disorders, as sexuality is just something that exists within us. But when you look at premature ejaculation, this is when the penis enters the vagina, the anus, whatever it is, and within a minute of penetrative sex, before that minute hits, they are orgasming. So if you are feeling any significant distress from any of these disorders mentioned above, seek out a sex therapist because they are trained and there to help. Sticking with the individual, if you are experiencing any shame or distress around sex or masturbation, please reach out to a sex therapist because this is something that we all experience, yet we don't realize can be worked on and understood. This could be like keeping secrets from your partner or saying yes to your partner even if you don't want to have sex. It could look like guilt after masturbating, right? It could look at shame because you're watching porn. And it could also look like shame or touch makes you feel gross or is gross for you. If you feel regret after having consensual sex and you feel dirty, this may be a good time to ask for help. You should not feel shame or regret during any solo or partnered sex. This shame is usually created from early childhood experiences, and just like things we used to believe in as children that we don't believe in anymore as adults, you can shift this mindset. This next one, I get asked a lot from couples. Can I help them with their relationship and not just sex? And the answer is, of course I can. All sex therapists can, right? We receive training not only in human sexuality, but also relationships. I work a lot with couples or polyamory relationships who struggle a ton with communicating during intimacy. Desire discrepancy or libido differences are another reason why couples reach out for therapy. So if this is happening to you, do not hesitate to reach out. And this last one is also just pretty universal, right? Often as humans, we can feel pretty stuck in our sexuality. Sometimes we want to explore kink and BDSM, but we just can't understand it for ourselves or have difficulty sharing it with the people that we love and care about. Sometimes we struggle with out of control sexual behaviors and we don't know why. Maybe we want to try polyamory, but we don't know the first step. Or we are figuring out that our sexuality and gender is fluid and that scares us. The training we receive as sex therapists is meant to make us experts in helping you work through, navigate, and understand all of these concerns. Well, if you haven't figured it out by now, let me spell it out for you. Go to therapy when you feel like you are open, vulnerable, and capable of exploring yourself and your relationships. I know it can be scary, but if you can find a good therapist, they will help you in every single step along the way. They will guide you towards a life that is more authentic, sustainable, and fulfilling. And if all else fails, let me know and I will point you in the right direction. All right, that's all I have for you today. I hope this was helpful in helping you understand when and why you should seek out a sex therapist. Comment down below if you've ever sought out sex therapy or issues that you've struggled with in the past. I would love to hear about your journey and your experience. Until next time.